Hi friends, it's me Desiree with Clearday. Welcome to today's Name That Celebrity. Each of the following celebrities' names were in the paper. In this game, I want you to try to come up with their name and why you think they might have been in the paper. You can also think of words or phrases to describe each of these celebrities. Let's begin. All right, starting with our first celebrity. Can you guess the name of this person? What are some words that describe him? All right. The answer is Ed Sullivan. He was a TV host, right? What kind of show was he a host for? What type of show would it be called? A variety show, right? He had people, guests such as Elvis Presley, the Beatles, some of the biggest names, right? All right, let's move on. Who's this celebrity? His name was in the paper. What is his name? All right. The answer is Richard Nixon. He was one of our U.S. presidents, right? He was also a vice president. What was his nickname? Can you remember what they called him? His nickname was Tricky Dick, right? And also, wasn't he impeached, right? Didn't he resign from the presidency? And another word would be Watergate, right? All right, what about our next celebrity? Who is this? What is his name? The answer is General Douglas MacArthur. Now, what are some words that would describe him? Can you think of what he did? Okay, so he was actually a general in the Korean War as well as World War II. He was also fired by President Truman. Can you remember why? All right. Our next celebrity. Do you know his name? The answer is Mario Lanza. Okay, and he was a light opera and popular singer. He was Italian American. All right, moving on. Who's this young lady? Can you think of her name? The answer is Margaret Truman. She was the president's daughter, and she was a singer and author. Moving on to our next celebrity. What is his name? What was his name? All right. The answer is Rocky Graciano. There we go. What did he do? He was a heavyweight boxing champion. All right, moving on. What is her name? What is this famous celebrity's name? Can you think about it? Can you think of it? Her name was, or is, Grace Kelly, right? She was a beautiful actress, and she was actually royalty. She was the Monaco princess. Speaking of royalty, moving on to our next celebrity. What is her name? The answer is Queen Elizabeth II. She's the Queen of England since the 1950s. She married Prince Philip, and she's the mother of Prince Charles. All right, our next celebrity. His name was in the paper. All right, the answer is Dag Hammarskjöld. Do you remember what he did? He was the UN Secretary General. He died in a plane crash in Africa. Our next famous celebrity, can you guess his name? What is his name? The answer is Mickey Mantle. He was a New York Yankee outfielder and a heavy hitter. All right, our next celebrity. His name was in the paper. The answer is Edmund Hillary. He led an expedition to climb Mount Everest. Our next celebrity. Can you guess who this is? All right, the answer is Jack Webb. He was a radio and TV actor. He came out in Dragnet and Joe Friday. All right, here's our next celebrity. Can you guess who this was or is? His name was Roger Bannister. He was a British runner, and he is the one who ran a 4-minute mile. He broke that record. Our next celebrity. Who's this? All right, his name was Walter Reuther. He was the labor union leader and the UAW. Next up, who is this celebrity here? The answer is Walt Disney. He came up with Mickey Mouse, Snow White, and Disneyland, right? Disney World. All right, our next celebrity. Can you guess who this is? The answer is James Dean. James Dean. He was an actor, right? He was a movie actor. He also died very young in a car accident. Our next celebrity. Can you guess who this is? Who was she? Who is she? The answer is Julie Andrews. So she was a British stage and screen actress. She played Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, right? All right, our next celebrity. Leonard Bernstein, right? He was a New York Philharmonic conductor. He also was a composer, and he worked on the West Side Story. All right, what about our next celebrity? Who is this? All right, the answer is Yul Brynner. He was a film actor and the star of The King and I. All right, next up. Who's this celebrity? The answer is Pat Boone. He was a popular singer who was known for his white shoes and squeaky cleanliness. Squeaky clean. All right, next up. What celebrity is this? The answer is Fidel Castro. He was a Cuban revolutionary and dictator. Also, another phrase that you might think of would be Bay of Pigs. Next up, we have our next celebrity. Who is this? Which celebrity is this? All right, so this was Charles Van Doren. He was known for being a quiz show cheater. Okay, next up, who's this name in the paper here? All right, so this is Harry Belafonte. He was a calypso singer and an actor. All right, next up, who is this celebrity? Why was his name in the paper? The answer is Francis Gary Powers. He was a U-2 spy pilot and he was shot down over Russia. All right. Next up, which famous celebrity is this? All right, this is Chubby Checker. He was a rock and roll singer and he was known for the twist. All right, our next celebrity. Can you guess who this is? The answer is Yuri Gagarin. There we go. Yuri Gagarin. He was the first human in space. He was also a Russian cosmonaut. Our next famous celebrity. Why was he in the paper? The answer is Roger Maris. Right? He was a New York Yankee ball player and he was in the paper because he beat Babe Ruth's seasonal home run record. Our next celebrity. What is his name? The answer is J.D. Salinger. He was a novelist and he wrote Catcher in the Rye. Next, can you guess who this is? All right, the answer is Sam Rayburn. He was a U.S. representative, he was a Democrat, and he was Speaker of the House. Our next celebrity. Who is this? The answer is John Glenn. He was the first American to orbit the Earth. He was a Mercury 7 astronaut, as well as a U.S. Senator. Next up, which celebrity is this? All right, so the answer is Pope John the 23rd. All right, so he was a Roman Catholic Pope. He was in the Vatican, right? And he was known as Good Pope John. All right. Next, who is this famous celebrity? The answer is Vince Lombardi. All right, he was with the Green Bay Packers. He was also a winning football coach. Next celebrity, who is she? Can you think of her name? All right, her name is Margaret Chase Smith. She was a U.S. representative and a U.S. senator. All right, next up. Who is this famous celebrity? Right. Her name was Joan Baez, or Baez. I'm not sure how she pronounced that, but she was a folk singer and a guitar player. Next celebrity. Can you think of his name? All right, the answer is Jack Nicklaus. He was a golf champ, right? What was his nickname? He was referred to as the Golden Bear. All right, next up. What is this celebrity's name? Can you think of her name? So her name was Sophia Loren. She was an Italian actress and she was married to Carlo Ponti. All right, next up. What is this famous celebrity's name? The answer is he was known as John F. Kennedy, right? JFK. He was a United States president and he was married to Jackie, right? He was a Roman Catholic. He was also assassinated in 1960. Can you remember the year? 1963. Next celebrity. Can you guess who this is? All right, the answer is Cassius Clay. Who was he later known as? The answer is Muhammad Ali, right? The greatest. He was a heavyweight boxing champ. Next up, who is this guy? Who is this celebrity here? All right, the answer is Sandy Koufax. He was a left-handed pitcher and he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers as well as the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, our next celebrity. Who was she? The answer is Marian Anderson. She was an opera singer. She performed at the 1939 concert at the Lincoln Memorial, and she was the first African American to sing at the Metropolitan Opera House. Our next celebrity. Can you remember his name? The answer is Chuck Yeager. He was a U.S. Air Force test pilot. All right, our next celebrity. The answer is Babe Didrikson, and he was an Olympic athlete, plus a professional golfer. All right, next up, who is this famous celebrity here? What is his name? The answer is Marlon Brando. He was a method actor and he played in The Godfather. All right, who's our next celebrity here? All right, his name was Satchel Paige, right? He was a baseball pitcher. Our next celebrity. Can you guess who this is? The answer is Arturo Toscanini. He was an Italian-American orchestra conductor and he played in Fantasia. All right. Next. Who is this celebrity? All right. The answer is Van Cliburn. He was a classical pianist. Okay, and he won the Tchaikovsky competition in the USSR. Next up, who is this celebrity? All right, the answer is Rick Nelson. He was known as a teenage heartthrob. He was a TV actor, a popular singer, and he came out in Ozzie and Harriet. Right. Next up, who is this famous celebrity? None other than Jackie Robinson. He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Basically, he was a baseball player, and he was the first African American to play in the major leagues. All right, our next celebrity. Can you guess his name? All right, his name was Pete Seeger. He was a folk singer, a banjo player, a songwriter, and another thing to describe him would be controversial politics. That's all for today's Guess That Celebrity. We'll see you next time.